This evening, Tobie Smith is a principal data scientist and team lead for SAIC. She is an alumna of the Upward Bound Math and Science and Student Support Services program at Morehead State University. I present to you Ms. Tobie Smith.
Good evening. It's so good to be here, and I'm so honored to get this award. I want to thank everyone who had anything to do with it and for allowing all of us to tell our trio stories. I especially want to thank Ms. Jennifer Cady for nominating me and for always believing in me. I want to thank my husband, Justin, for being here and supporting me, and my entire Morehead State trio family. Thank you guys. You all are awesome. I love you. So my story begins in a cabin in the gorgeous hills of southeastern Kentucky. I had an amazing childhood. I had an awesome family. They were caring, supportive, artistic. We played music together. We were always laughing. It seemed like the perfect place. The one thing we were missing was opportunity. We found it difficult to make ends meet. We actually had no running water when I was growing up. So we had an outhouse. We had to carry water for drinking, for bathing. It was a difficult experience growing up that way. We also didn't have our own electricity. We borrowed electricity from my grandmother. We were on one circuit breaker, so we couldn't actually heat more than one room at a time. My mother also found creative ways to feed us. One summer she said, "Let's go pick some blackberries." And so we did. We picked blackberries. She made a cobbler, and that's what we ate the whole day. So as kids, we're like, yeah, dessert all day. Years later, I found out we just didn't have any other food. So for a lot of families like mine in southeastern Kentucky especially, there's not many opportunities for kids. There's no camps we can go to, no vacations, no hope for post-secondary education, and no hope to get out of poverty. But that changed for me my sophomore year of high school. My guidance counselor called me to her office. I was a little freaked out thinking I was in trouble for something. But she told me about this new program at Morehead State University called Upward Bound Math Science. And she thought I'd be perfect for it because I loved math, just like Erica. And I was going to be a first-generation college student and was from a low-income family. So she thought it was a perfect fit, and so did my parents. So they were really excited about the opportunity, and for the next 3 summers, they allowed me to go to Morehead State every summer, even though it was 2 hours away. UBMS changed my life in so many ways. I could probably stand up here all night, but they told us we only have 4 minutes. So I'm going to tell you about one specific event that completely changed my educational direction. And that was an end-of-summer trip to Huntsville, Alabama, to the Space and Rocket Center. Woo, Huntsville! And so I remember the charter bus driving up to the Space and Rocket Center, and I got out, and I just remember looking up and seeing the Saturn V rocket that was just towering above me. And I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it. But that's what happened to me then. I just felt the goosebumps, and I felt the tears welling up in my eyes, and it was just this amazing sight that just overwhelmed me. And for the next few days at Space Camp, I kept that feeling, and that's how I knew I wanted to study aerospace engineering. And because I love Upward Bound at Morehead so much, I decided to do my undergraduate degree there. So I got a full ride there. Graduated with honors in math and physics, and one opportunity led to another, and I got a full ride to Georgia Tech to get my aerospace engineering master's. While I was at Georgia Tech, I was able to work on some data projects. I didn't even know I really liked data. So SAIC, a contractor, defense contractor, they allowed me to work on these data projects that I got really involved with. And so when I graduated, they offered me a job. And guess where it was? Huntsville, Alabama. And so I got to go back there, and I've been there for 10 years now, working on these different data projects for the Army Materiel Command, NASA, the Missile Defense Agency, USASAC, to name a few. And now I am currently a principal data scientist, and I'm leading the data efforts for 2 projects for virtual reality pilot training for both the Air Force and the Army. And it's an awesome project. I'm not sure where I would be right now without the opportunities I was given by TRIO and by all the amazing staff that always believed in me. But every time I drive by that Saturn V rocket, I remember how much TRIO has changed my life. So I'm extremely grateful for every opportunity and very grateful to no longer use an outhouse. Thank you, TRIO family.